Hello, in this video I will tell you about 5 natural, you can even say budget fertilizers that will help your plants. They will make the plants look healthier, greener. Some plants from these fertilizers will start to bloom well and lushly. If you have yellowing leaves, and plants look sluggish and drooping, then be sure to feed them with fertilizer. So there will be precisely 5 fertilizers. I advise you to listen carefully. How to prepare these fertilizers, what they are for, what benefit to plants, and how to use them correctly. Since these are organic fertilizers, they must be used correctly. Apply them no more than once every 2 weeks and, of course, after watering with such fertilizer, the ground must be parched, so the soil was completely dry. So, the first feeding, we take potato peelings. I have 4 potatoes peeled somewhere. We make about a liter of water. Pour these peelings with warm water. Such a tincture should be insisted on for about a day. Then we drain this water and water the plants. This infusion is very rich in potassium. Potatoes have the most potassium. Well, not the potatoes themselves, but the potato peelings have the most potassium, and potassium helps to boost the immune system of plants. It also helps to tie flowers, so that the flowers do not fall off. Such fertilizer can be applied to absolutely any crop, because it stimulates not only growth but also affects flowering, and supports long flowering. You can apply such a fertilizer once every 2 weeks. It is already proven that potato peelings, or rather an infusion of potato peelings, help to relieve stress in plants and they better adapt to weather conditions and grow better. For example, if you have a cold or, at the moment, is hot, then the plant's such weather is very badly tolerated, and you watered the purification and the plant is already good. They feel much better than without any fertilizer. So, the second feeding is onion husks. Everyone probably knows that onion husks are very rich in nutrients. It contains a lot of vitamins A, vitamins B, C, and there are also potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, and other substances that help plants to develop actively and feel good. At the same time, the husks contain anthocyanins and particular substances that repel pests. You can also use garlic husks. Take a container of 1 liter and fill it with onion and garlic husks and pour warm water, a temperature of about 90 degrees, and let this insist 24 hours. All the nutrients will get into the water. This fertilizer is beneficial to plants, especially in repelling pests. You try it and you will see that many pests will bypass your plants. Strain and water the plants. Onion and garlic husks are a biostimulant for plants and activate growth and flowering. So, the third feed is natural, environmentally friendly. It is walnut shells. We are very fond of nuts and therefore we have a lot of shells. We need 1 liter worth of shells. Fill a 1 liter container with the shells. I think if you also eat nuts you will have a lot of them over time. Don't throw away the walnut shells. If you do not have walnuts, you can use any other nuts you have. Pour not boiling water, but warm water and let infuse for about a day. That is, in the evening you made it. In the morning you can already use it. In this infusion of nuts is very much silicon, a lot of B vitamins, magnesium, potassium, and phosphorus. There is even a little nitrogen. This is such a feed, which helps plants, that the leaves do not yellow, that the plants are gaining mass well, and that the flowers are well tied. Then you drain the water and water under the root. Just a few cups under the bush and you will have a wonderful fertilizer for plants. So, the fourth fertilizer. I inherited this fertilizer from my grandmother and then from my mother. I'll tell you how to use it properly. Take a raw egg, crack it, and use only the shell of a fresh egg. The egg you can boil or make yourself an omelette. And eggshells, pour cold water and insist on this infusion 1 day. Then water the plants once every 2 weeks, and you will notice how the plant will begin to actively grow and actively bloom. Many still use this fertilizer because it is very effective and helps plants. Such water has a lot of useful substances, including vitamins, which are contained in the egg, and they have a beneficial effect on plants. There is no odor after such water, so do not be afraid to use it. So, the fifth fertilizer is also based on eggshells. Eggshells contain a lot of calcium carbonate, a lot of magnesium, sodium, phosphorus, a lot of iron and iodine, cobalt, copper, molybdenum, zinc, and also potassium. But for example, when it comes to calcium, which is 99% of the whole shell, this calcium carbonate is insoluble in water. So in order to dissolve calcium carbonate in water, we need to convert it into a water-soluble form. We grind the shells into powder with a rolling pin or a coffee grinder. We take 1 teaspoon of shells and pour 1 teaspoon of 9% table vinegar. Why are we doing this? The point is that if calcium carbonate is extinguished with vinegar, and vinegar consists of acetic acid, we will end up with calcium acetate, and it's completely soluble in water. And if we mix calcium carbonate with citric acid, we get calcium citrate. And I want to point out that calcium citrate is not very water soluble, so we always use vinegar to release the water-soluble calcium. It's a very effective fertilizer. My point is that calcium is very beneficial to plants. First of all, it helps to assimilate other elements and helps to build up the root system. If calcium is applied with magnesium, the root stimulation is much faster and the plants grow much faster. Let's summarize how to use natural organic fertilizers correctly. If you overwater your plants, you may also get gnats and mold. Let's agree with you to use organic fertilizer correctly. Do not water with organic fertilizer more often than once every 2 weeks. That is, twice a month. Observe the interval. The more often you pour organic matter, the more it will decompose. These decomposed particles will attract the attention of some insects and pests. For example, the same gnats, which quickly multiply from organics. Therefore, water with organic matter and wait for the soil to dry out completely. We also recommend watching a video on our channel about a small tablet that enhances the effect of any fertilizer. Thank you for your likes, comments, and subscriptions. See you soon.